Welcome! In this video, can Zbcn coin be listed on Binance and Coinbase? We will analyze this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and please watch to the end to understand.
First, let's analyze what happens if it is listed on these exchanges.
The price moving along a rising curve is an extremely positive structure in technical analysis and one that should be monitored closely. This type of price behavior indicates that the market is moving strongly upward and that investor confidence remains intact. Especially if this rising curve is functioning as a trend line, the price reacting upward every time it touches the curve is a sign of a strong uptrend. This structure generally shows that the trend is progressing in a healthy manner, corrections are controlled and limited, and that investors are buying at every pullback they see as an opportunity. The rising curve typically serves as a support level. When the price reacts upward upon touching this curve, it signals that a strong group of buyers is waiting below. Each contact shows that the market values this level and does not allow the price to fall below it. Therefore, when the price touches the curve and rises, it shows that market participants agree on a common view and that confidence continues. This also increases the sustainability of the trend, as such structures prevent sharp drops and allow the price to rise steadily. This type of structure is also very valuable from a psychological perspective. As investors observe the price rising each time it touches the curve, they begin to perceive the curve as a stronger support. This leads to more buyers entering the market. Each touch of the curve is seen as a new buying opportunity. This psychological support eventually strengthens the curve's role as a key support line. Confidence in the curve increases, especially on long-term charts, and investors begin to incorporate it into their strategies. Additionally, the price moving along a rising curve indicates that both short-term and medium-term trends are functioning healthily. Thanks to this structure, opportunities arise both for trend-following investors and those who wish to enter on corrections. This type of upward model also shows that volatility is balanced and the risk of market manipulation is reduced, because the price moving steadily along the curve indicates genuine buyer interest rather than artificial pumping. This helps make the upward move more permanent. Such a structure also forms the basis of many chart patterns. Especially in formations like flags, pendants, or cup and handle, the rising curve often defines the lower boundary of the price. When the price progresses by touching the curve, the likelihood of these formations developing increases. This serves as an additional confirmation for investors. If the price is supported by both technical patterns and by the rising curve, then the probability of the trend continuing becomes much higher. The slope of the curve is also an important factor here. Rather than a steep angle, curves rising at a more moderate angle are generally indicators of healthier upward movements. These curves show that the price is rising within a natural supply-demand balance without overheating. In this case, the reactions following touches to the curve are also more balanced. This allows investors to plan their trades more reliably. Also, one of the most important aspects in such structures is that the curve confirms itself over time. If after the first one or two touches the price continues to stay on the same curve, it confirms that the curve is a real trend line. This reflects the technical analysis principle that the more a trend line is tested, the stronger it becomes. With each new touch, the curve becomes more robust and investors begin to trust these levels more. Preserving this curve in the long run allows the price to progress by making higher highs, because rising curves not only serve as support, but also act as the backbone that defines the direction of the trend. Every scenario where the curve holds gives a signal that the uptrend can continue. This encourages investors to hold their positions and gives them confidence for new entries. Another important point is that this structure is also recognizable by algorithmic trading systems. Today, many algorithms base their positions on such rising curves. This leads to significant buy orders being placed with each touch of the curve. So it's not just retail investors, institutional algorithms also monitor these curves closely and trade accordingly. This causes the curve to generate stronger reactions and become more effective. In conclusion, the price progressing along such a rising curve is an extremely positive development in terms of technical analysis. This structure shows that the trend is solid and sustainable while also providing a secure basis for investors. Purchases made along this curve generally turn into low-risk, high-reward trades. As long as the curve isn't broken, the trend is expected to continue, and this implies the continuation of positive price action. That's why such structures should not be ignored in technical analysis. A price moving along a rising curve clearly reveals the market's conviction, buying strength, and overall direction. As long as the curve remains intact, the trend will continue in a healthy and sustainable manner. Every new touch strengthens the curve and creates new opportunities for investors. Therefore, this type of technical setup should be carefully monitored and integrated into strategies by investors of all levels. This approach provides very strong signals both technically and psychologically and supports investment decisions. But we can't make decisions based solely on the curve. Let's take a look at other metrics as well. Stay tuned.
Considering the current technical and fundamental dynamics for ZBCN coin, and especially taking into account a listing announcement, the likelihood that the price could directly surpass its current peak and establish a new all-time high is strong. In the crypto markets, listing news, especially on a prestigious high-volume exchange, triggers significant momentum in investor psychology. Such developments often spark both short-term speculative moves and attract long-term investor interest simultaneously. In this context, it seems quite plausible that ZBCN could break through its previous high and head toward new peaks following such news. Listing announcements don't just trigger emotional reactions in the market, they also enhance liquidity by increasing project accessibility. With ZBCN listed on a new exchange, new investor audiences gain access to the token, disrupting the supply-demand balance and driving demand higher. As demand rises, buy orders above the current price are placed, which can lead to the rapid technical breakout of key resistance levels. Notably, the current peak level ceases being a psychological barrier and becomes merely a temporary technical one. Regarding ZBCN specifically, recent developments like growth in the community, rising social media engagement, strong technical structures, and active developer team serve to amplify the impact of a listing announcement. In such an environment, a listing is unlikely to generate just a short-lived price spike. It's more likely to prompt a sustained directional shift. As a result, we should expect both a break above the prior peak and the start of a new price discovery phase. When the price breaks the peak following a listing announcement, it creates a powerful psychological confidence boost for investors. The level that previously acted as resistance becomes a new support. This concept is known as support flip. That shift is perceived very positively by investors because the prior resistance zone becomes a reliable floor, even if the price retraces. It encourages new entries and sets the stage for further upward movement. Reaching new all-time highs also initiates what is known in technical analysis as a price discovery phase. During this phase, the price enters areas that haven't been explored before. Until a new supply-demand equilibrium forms, the price continues upward, moving solely on psychological levels without historical resistance. As a result, it can climb quickly and sharply. These moves, especially when supported by strong volume, often generate aggressive upward momentum and offer significant profit potential for investors. The increased visibility following a listing announcement also introduces ZBCN to a broader investor base. This leads to more mentions on social channels, forums, and within communities, which organically boosts demand. That support helps reinforce both short-term and long-term trends. New investors add upward momentum, while existing holders gain conviction to maintain positions. Supply shrinks, demand rises, and the price is driven higher. A listing announcement for a project like ZBCN should not be viewed merely as a short-term price event. It also marks a key milestone toward institutional credibility. Listing on major exchanges enhances legitimacy and attracts institutional investors. Their entry supports stronger and more sustainable upward pressure, making new high levels more stable and lasting. In summary, after a listing announcement, it is a natural and expected progression for ZBCN to break past its current peak and reach new all-time highs, driven by the combined forces of technical, fundamental, and psychological factors. The increased accessibility, liquidity, credibility, and demand will remove price obstacles and propel ZBCN into a completely new price range. Therefore, this process should be viewed not just as a rally, but as a pivotal moment in ZBCN's future development.
Ranking high within a specific category in the cryptocurrency market is extremely important for a project's future. This is especially true when the category is tied to real-world utility and high trading volume, as it significantly boosts investor and exchange platform interest. In this context, ZBCN Coin's position among the top in the payments category presents a notable advantage, not just for the community, but also in terms of the listing criteria of major exchanges. The payments category is one of the most critical areas where cryptocurrencies can connect with real-world use cases. Being at the top in this field signals a strong user base and substantial growth potential for the project. ZBCN's strong standing in this category not only sets it apart from other projects, but also aligns with the historical performance of other top-ranked coins in the same space. When we look at the current top 10 or top 20 projects in the payments category, many of them are actively listed and traded on leading crypto exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin, and OKX. This makes ZBCN's current ranking a powerful early indicator of potential future listings. Large exchanges consider not only technical data when evaluating new listings, but also a project's sector ranking, community size, active user base, trading volume, and real-world utility. Projects that perform well across these metrics naturally attract attention more quickly. ZBCN's high position in the payments category is not a coincidence or temporary success. On the contrary, this ranking is the result of long-term strategic growth, a solid technical infrastructure, and a dedicated team. Achieving a top spot in a highly competitive category like payments is only possible for projects that are actively used, easy to operate, reliable, and fast. This proves that ZBCN is seriously preferred by both individual users and potential business partners, and is being used for everyday transactions. Such projects are highly attractive to major exchanges, as strong user interest tends to translate into high trading volume post-listing. In the past, exchanges like Binance and Coinbase have seen significant trading volume after listing coins from this category. Furthermore, the pre-listing performance and community growth of such projects often act as a pre-signal for exchanges. Observing that ZBCN is currently going through a similar phase and rapidly climbing the payments category rankings suggests that it could follow the same path. For example, coins like Stellar XLM, Ripple XRP, Dash, and Nano were also listed on major exchanges after gaining traction in the payments category and went on to reach broader investor audiences and major price rallies. ZBCN is at the beginning of this path, and these positive signals are likely being closely monitored by large exchanges. Another factor increasing ZBCN's potential for major exchange listings is its technical foundation and vision. Modern payment solutions are often prioritized in listing decisions, and ZBCN's effective use of blockchain technology along with scalable, low-cost transfer systems offering user-friendly solutions makes it a strong contender in this space. Major exchanges are not just looking for popularity, they also prioritize sustainability. If a project offers long-term value to users rather than just riding short-term hype, the listing process tends to be smoother and faster. In this sense, ZBCN has already demonstrated its potential. Another key listing criterion for exchanges is the size and engagement level of the community. Recently, ZBCN has gained serious momentum in this area as well. Social media activity, community events, interaction rates, and user feedback are all highly positive for ZBCN. This naturally increases its visibility on the radar of major exchanges, which look not only for technically sound projects, but also for those embraced by an active community. Projects with engaged communities typically generate higher post-listing volume, benefiting both the exchange and the project itself. When analyzing ZBCN's current position, its high technical ranking in the payments category not only indicates rising interest, but is also likely to capture the attention of top-tier exchanges. Binance, in particular, frequently lists projects from this category. Looking at Binance's listing history, we can see that it consistently selects coins from this category and experiences high trading volume each time. This significantly boosts ZBCN's chances of following a similar path and being listed on major exchanges in the near future. Coinbase, known for its regulatory focus, also takes a favorable view of payments-focused projects. These types of coins usually have a clear use case, are open source, community-driven, and appeal to a broad audience. ZBCN fits this profile well. Its transparent structure, developer involvement, real-world usability, and potential regulatory compatibility make it a strong contender in this space. Major exchanges are not just looking for popularity, they also prioritize sustainability. If a project offers long-term value to users rather than just riding short-term hype, the listing process tends to be smoother and faster. In this sense, ZBCN has already demonstrated its potential. Another fundamental listing criterion for exchanges is the size and engagement level of the community. Recently, ZBCN has gained serious momentum in this area as well. Social media activity, community events, interaction rates, and user feedback are all highly positive for ZBCN.
Yes, friends, I hope you like the video. If you subscribe to my channel and like the video, more videos will be coming. Be careful in your investments, analyze the risks correctly, and always take strategic steps. I will be with you with different analyses, investment opportunities, and technical information in my videos. I wish you all a lot of profit. See you soon.